Hello and welcome to a new video on twin flames. Today on the mirroring effect, because if your twin flame is making you insane, crazy, totally and completely nuts because you don't get what's going on, mostly it's a man, so I'm going to be saying he, but it can also be a she. Well, if you don't know what's going on, then it's high time you get to know the mirror effect between twin flames, but also between other people in your life, relationships, work situations, everything. Mirror effect is a spiritual law, is based on a spiritual law, and you should really start to get to know it, because you're not supposed to be freaking out over your twin flame and your twin flame journey and like be in separation and not know how to end it and how to get along and move ahead. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to like enjoy this ride and realize it's about healing yourself and healing your union and finding that perfect version of yourself that you already are right now. You're just shedding the lies and shedding the layers where you think you're not perfect yet. And as we said, your twin flame is mirroring that to you. They are mirroring to you that you don't think you're perfect yet, that you think you're still faulty, or you're still like incapable, or you don't discover your own greatness and you don't know how amazing you are. So let's just quickly backtrack and start with the mirror effect in itself, because it's actually a spiritual law that the world is a mirror, right? I'm sure you've heard that, you guys. If you are somewhat took a step into spirituality, it's every possible spiritual teacher will tell you that the world is a mirror, right? And you create your reality. Law of attraction, right? So you create what you attract what you believe, basically, right? You send out and then attract. It's like a fisher, right? That goes with its thing. I don't know what it's called, but the thing, you know, where you put a little worm on it and you go and you attract exactly that thing that you have in mind, sort of. So you need to start being aware of that in order to change what kind of fish will bite your worm, right? What kind of fish you will have. Like if you only like get out trash when you go fishing, just like old bikes and like cans and plastic bottles, unfortunately, right, that are in our seas and our lakes and everything, then there's an issue, right? If you only attract guys that treat you poorly, there's an issue. If you attract workplaces that pay you like terribly and then kick you out, then there's an issue. And that issue has to do with you. It's not the worm, it's not the thing, the fishing thing, like the whole line thing. It's inside of you where you believe you will actually attract that. And if you're like, no, I don't believe that. I'm like really confident. I know I'm an amazing, and I know, I deserve a good workplace. I'm telling you, well, that's probably going to be unconscious, because there's only like 4% that we think consciously and the rest is unconscious. So take what you see in your reality as a proof that you must be thinking certain things inside of you unconsciously, to then take responsibility and then say, okay, well, that's amazing. Actually, if I'm now aware that inside of me I have certain beliefs and certain things I think about myself, and I think about the world, and I think about love, and I think about my partner and relationships and families, and all that is linked to twin flame too, right? Twin flames. Well, then use that fact and go in, sort of, and change it, right? You go into your unconscious part of you and you change it. And we do that with the mirror exercise. So all this was to explain that the world is a mirror, right? And that, in fact, everything is a mirror, as we just said. Now, when we come to your twin flame, and this is a twin flame video, right? So it better be about twin flames. So your twin flame that you love so much and that you so want to be with, and that he wants you, and he and she, see, now I get mixed up again. He wants you. but he might not be conscious of that yet because you're not conscious how much you want yourself. So, but that's a fact. Your twin flame loves you even though they make you crazy maybe, and you're totally lost in how they're behaving towards you and why they're like saying they love you but they still don't want to be with you, or they backtrack, or they disappear, or they cut off the phone, or they move to another country, or whatever it is that is like driving you insane. Know that he's a perfect mirror to you. He's not just a mirror like everything else, like what I just said, right? Your family and everyone is a mirror. Your twin flame is a perfect mirror. He is you even. But that's, yeah, we're not going to get into that for now. But he is you, right? So he is showing you where you treat yourself poorly, where you don't want to be with yourself in case he's moving to another country, where you just think you're good for sex, let's say, right? If that's all he wants from you. By the way, beware that it might not be the real twin flame if he just wants sex from you. Like, don't make it an excuse. Oh, he's my twin flame. That's why, like, every time he calls me on Saturday night at 10 p.m. or 2 a.m., I'm like, yes, I can't resist because the lady in the video said that your twin flame loves you, right? No. Like, don't be gullible. Don't be naive, right? It's not every guy pretending to be your twin flame or just like who you're in love with unhappily that is your twin flame. But, I forgot what I was saying, see? But your twin flame does love you and is your perfect mirror and is one with you, so he's going to treat you. Oh yeah, about the sex thing, right? So if you just want sex, and by the way, that's a common block people have. I see that in my clients a lot because I do work as a twin flame coach, as you probably know. I hopefully know as a spiritual teacher, twin flames. So your twin flame, that's a block people have, that they're like, he just wants sex, you know, he just wants to sleep with me, and he makes these little remarks about, you know, these like slippery little things men or women can say, you know, where it's always about sex only, and you're like, what the, right? What is this? Like, I want someone to want me for my, like, everything, right? For who I am inside, for the person I am, for my skills, for like the complete package, and not just sex, right? But as I said, it's a common block because there is a hurt, there is a wound around that, right? That you were at one point in your life or in your past lives, doesn't really matter when it took place because we're always here and now, so we can always heal here and now. That's all that matters. But somewhere you were led to believe, or you had an experience where you were led to believe that you're only good for sexual stuff. So that's what you believe deep inside. And again, this is probably unconscious. You probably don't get up in the morning and go like, oh, I'm such a sexual object, I love it, you know, or I hate it. You're probably not aware of it. But if that's all men ever want from you, there's a high chance that this is exactly the block you're having, and your twin flame, mirroring effect explained, is coming in to show you exactly that. To go like, hey, Karina. I don't know why I think of Karina now. I'm not thinking of the actual Karina I know, in case you're watching Karina. I just said a name. So, Karina, have a look. Why do you think you only serve for sexual postures, right? Why don't you think you're a good enough person to be loved for who you are? So, see how your twin is loving you by doing that? How he's showing you what you think about yourself deep inside, so you can change that. And that's the very, like, incredible, miraculous part of the whole thing, that when you change that in you, because he is you, it will change in him. And all of a sudden you will not see that any longer. Like, if you take care of your unconscious negative, I'm just going to call it like that, really shallowly, negative parts that you are seeing reflected in him as a mirror. By the way, it has nothing to do with a real mirror where you like look into and you say some affirmations, because a lot of people tell me, oh, I already know the mirror exercise. I'm like, are you sure? And then when we talk about it, it's actually, no, they don't know the mirror exercise. They just think it's from some whatever self-help book where it's like, take a mirror and tell yourself how amazing you are. You know, that's not what it is. It's a 4-step exercise where you take everything that annoys you in your twin flame and you see where you do that to yourself. Okay, that's actually mirroring. And that's how your twin flame loves you, by showing you that. So from now on, now that you saw this video, no more excuses. Now you know what's going on. Now you know that every person, every object, every situation in your life is mirroring something to you. Take the responsibility for that. Say, okay, I accept that. I accept that I'm not a victim, things aren't happening to me, but that I'm creating them somehow, even if it's unconsciously, and that I'm willing to go in and change these things so I can see a better reality, so I can actually live the life I want to live, where I'm not getting robbed and mocked and fired and betrayed and hurt by men and whatever, where that doesn't happen anymore to me. So I'm gonna go inside. And yes, it does take some time. It does take some, it's not something you do overnight. It's a process, but it starts with you realizing, okay, there's no bad guys out there. Basically, that's what I'm saying, I guess. There's no bad guys. And above all, your twin flame is not the bad guy. It's not him or her who's driving you insane. It's you and your beliefs about yourself and about the world and about men and love and blah, 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 all that, right? So I hope I explained this sufficiently, in case that's a word. I just made it up otherwise. And please like, subscribe, share the video, work with me. Do it. It's worth it. I put you the link below, and I'm wishing you an amazing rest of the day or the night, wherever you are. Sending you a big kiss and goodbye. Mwah. Bye.